I'm starting over. Just kidding. I already done that once. But if I were starting a real estate development company today in 2025, here's exactly what I would do from scratch. I'm Josephine, founder of Sapphire Development Group, a vertically integrated real estate development firm here based in Nashville, Tennessee. After separating from my former business partner, I rebuilt everything, and just within a couple of years, I was able to grow an 8-figure development pipeline from the ground up. So when I say I know how to start over, I really mean it. We're already into Q2 as I'm filming this, but I keep getting asked this one question. If you had to start from zero today, Josephine, what would you do? So if this is the year you want to level up your career, make more money, and finally start building more freedom into your life, this is the video for you. Let's get into it. First, I would get really clear on my why. I know it sounds kind of generic, and maybe you want to skip the tactical stuff, but I promise this is where it starts. Because real estate development, like anything worth doing, is going to get hard, okay? You'll have investors say no, you'll have banks say no, you'll hit delays, you'll lose deals, and you'll question yourself. And when that moment comes, your why is what keeps you going. So ask yourself, why do I really want to get into development? Is it generational wealth? Is it creative control, passive income, legacy? Whatever it is, write it down. If you do want to share it in the comments, please feel free to do so, and pause me if you need to. I won't be offended, but don't skip this part, okay? Next, I would pick an entry point. There are a lot of ways to break into real estate development, and it really depends on your background and your resources. Are you an agent, a wholesaler, or a fix and flipper, or maybe just someone who's been watching this space and ready to jump in? Pick a path that really excites you, because that passion is what's going to keep you going, and one that's realistic for you for where you are. Here's my pro tip. If you don't have that background, I wouldn't go straight to developing a 200-unit complex. So don't make it difficult, okay? For most beginners, I recommend starting with small infill projects like 1 to 4 units. I started with a 4-unit, and one of my 4-unit deals generated over $500,000 in revenue. I actually did a whole video on this, breaking that one down. I'll link it up here so you can check it out. I would get to work learning the fundamentals. I would want to understand the entire development process from acquisition, and I don't just mean how to find land or how to get a builder, to exit strategies. That means learning zoning, entitlements, pro formas, financing, pre-construction, construction management, really all of it. And yes, I said exit strategies, so plural. You should always plan for more than just one exit strategy. And truthfully, I would join a coaching program or course to learn from people who've already done it successfully. I wish that would have existed for when I started about 7.5 years ago, because this is so powerful. Instead, I had to spend a lot of money on attorneys and kind of learn the hard way, which cost me a whole lot more. And I'm not just saying that because I run Developer Academy. Back when I started, nothing like this existed, and that's really why I created the Academy. But now, anytime I hit a wall, I don't go down a Google rabbit hole or now ChatGPT. I find someone I respect and pay them to teach me the right way. It saves me so much time, money, and major headaches because I just know it works. And it's a shortcut I wish I had earlier. So if you're serious about doing this, invest in the right knowledge. If you want to check out the Developer Academy, I'll link it below. And next, I would build strategic relationships. No matter how smart or driven you are, you cannot do development alone. It's a team sport. You need brokers, architects, GCs, civil engineers, lenders, and yes, even city officials. You gotta make friends and you gotta build relationships. These people can make or break your first deal and any deal after that. They're way more willing to help you than you think if you show up with a good attitude, good questions, and a real hunger to learn. At the end of the day, everybody started at some point somewhere, right? So I would start going to real estate meetups, developer happy hours, networking events, entrepreneur groups, all of it. In the very beginning, you gotta keep saying yes and really just show up for yourself, okay? This part is not about selling, it's about showing up, listening, and planting the seeds. Because you never know who could introduce you to your next investor, partner, or opportunity. Once you feel like you have a network forming, I would start looking for my first deal. Something small, something manageable, and something I could realistically get financed. That might be 1 unit, might be 4, whatever fits your experience and your capital stack. Start there. You can always find capital, so don't be afraid of the numbers, okay? But it's important that you know how to run numbers. Don't force the deal, but make your offers. I see so many people just not really looking at enough deals or making enough offers. And if the deal doesn't work, then just walk away if it doesn't make sense, right? So what's the worst case? The deal's just not going to work. And that's part of the game. And then I would focus on the execution. From permitting to closeout, development has a lot of moving parts, but your number one job is to own the process. That means clear communication with your team, realistic timelines, tight budget management, and tracking your progress like your money depends on it, because it really does. Now, obviously, we can't go over every single step of the process in one video, but every single stage is mapped out inside Developer Academy from start to finish. If I had to start again in 2025, I would remind myself of one thing. It's not about being perfect. It's about being persistent. Every developer starts as a beginner. Every big company started with one project. The sooner you make moves, the sooner you build momentum. But if I had to just pick one thing on this list to emphasize, it would be learning the development process end to end, so you know exactly what to expect. You do not want to miss steps. If you want to see what all those steps are, we cover them in full detail in Developer Academy, but we also have a free developer roadmap that outlines the exact process I use on all of my projects. I'll link that in the description below. Thank you so much for watching. If this video helped you, do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and let me know in the comments what you want to learn more about. I post content every week to help you build smart, profitable projects without learning everything the hard way. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.